Hello students, welcome to Standard 9 Subject Mathematics Chapter 8 Quadrilaterals. This is lecture number 2. In lecture number 1 we have understood the definition of quadrilateral, about their sides and about their angles, everything we have understood. And now in that types of quadrilateral also we have seen. In that types of quadrilateral, the parallelogram we have seen. So in this lecture we will see the properties of a parallelogram, in the form of theorems. So theorem 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, 8.5, 8.6 and 8.7. 7 theorems here we have. And then the first theorem is with the proof given in the textbook also, and it is also asked in the examination. So for the exam point of view, it is very important theorem. It can be asked of 2, 3 or 4 marks. It may carry. So say it carefully and prove it. So let's see. Theorem 8.1 is a diagonal of a parallelogram. Let the parallelogram ABCD in the figure I have shown, and the diagonal AC is shown there. So the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. The diagonal AC you can see here, and this diagonal dividing the parallelogram into triangles, that is triangle ABC and triangle CDA. Two triangles are made. That two triangles by this diagonal are congruent, that we want to prove here. So as you know, as we have done in theorems and proved that type questions. So first we will note down the data, means what is given in the statement. The statement in that given is a parallelogram. So that is the ABCD we have taken, a parallelogram ABCD. A diagonal AC is given, so that diagonal AC, and it is dividing, that divides the parallelogram ABCD into two triangles, that is triangle ABC and triangle CDA. This is all given. What to prove? To prove is these two triangles which are made by diagonal, which are divided by diagonal, they are congruent. So the triangles are ABC and triangle CDA congruent, that to prove. It. Now we'll prove this. So in proof, we start with, here a parallelogram ABCD is given. It is given ABCD is a parallelogram. So by the parallelogram definition, you know, opposite sides are parallel. These two are also parallel. These two are also parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. So BC parallel AD you can write. This BC parallel AD you can write. These are the opposite sides. They are parallel. And in this figure you can see these two are parallel, and AC is intersecting both the parallel lines. That is called transversal. So BC parallel AD and AC is a transversal. The situation is. And in chapter number 6, lines and angles, we have seen that this way, if the two lines are parallel and transversal intersecting both the parallel lines, so this way the angle is made, angle DAC and angle ACB. This Z you can see, cross Z. So Z corner angles are this angle, one of the angle is BAC, and the second angle corner angle is ACB or BCA. So this angle BCA, this angle equals angle DAC. These two angles are equal because of alternate angles. These are called alternate angles, and when the alternate angles are equal, if they are made between the two parallel lines, so this is two parallel lines given, which is the parallelogram, that's why. So this result we say as result 1, and very similar to this, similarly AB is also parallel to DC because it is parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel, and again AC is a transversal. So this side of Z also you can see, Z corner angles are this angle DCA and this angle BAC. So these two also can be shown equal. That is shown here, angle BAC equal angle DCA. Again these are alternate angles, and between the two parallel lines, therefore they are equal. Say result 2. Now in triangle ABC and triangle CDA, compare the things which things are equal, that we will list. So in these two triangles, angle BCA equals to angle DAC. From result 1 it comes, and AC equal AC. AC side comes in both the triangle. In triangle ABC also the AC side. In triangle CDA also AC the side. The common side and the common side is equal. And next, the angle BAC equals to angle DCA. That also you can write. BAC equals to DCA. That also you can write from the result 2. So what we have shown in these two triangles actually, the angle, side and angle. Angle, side and angle. Angle, side, angle in this triangle. Angle, side and this angle on that triangle. Angle, side, angle. By that criteria, we can say ASA, that is angle, side and angle. Both the triangles are congruent. They are triangle ABC congruent, triangle CDA congruent triangles because of angle, side, angle. So this way, this theorem is very easily proved. So this proof we have to write and understand, and we have to prepare it for exam purpose also, because again I will say this is very important for the exam. It may be as of 2, 3 or 4 marks weightage. So you are suggested to prepare it. Now next theorems are in the form of properties are theorem 8.2. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. So let the parallelogram ABCD is there. Their opposite sides are AB and BC. So in a parallelogram ABCD, AB and DC are parallel opposite sides, so they are equal, and BC and AB also opposite sides, so they are also equal. So in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Theorem 8.3 is converse of theorem 8.2. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, let the quadrilateral is given, and you don't know the type of it, but you know that their opposite sides are equal, that is AB equal to BC is given and BC equal to AD is given, then what you will say about the quadrilateral's type? It is a parallelogram. That is the theorem. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. This is called converse of theorem 8.2. Why? Because in 8.2, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. It is given. And in 8.3, if opposite sides are equal, parallelogram, it is a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So it is converse. Next theorem 8.4 is about angles. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. What about the opposite angles? They are equal. So in parallelogram PQR is like this. We have to draw PQR as the parallelogram. Their opposite angles are angle P and R. They are equal. P angle P goes to angle R. And the next pair of opposite angle is angle Q and angle S. They are also equal if it is a parallelogram. Now theorem 8.5 is again the converse of theorem 8.4. If in a quadrilateral each pair of opposite angles is equal, if you find in a quadrilateral opposite angles are equal like this, angle P equal to angle R, angle Q equal to angle S, then the type of this quadrilateral is called, it is also a parallelogram. When you find opposite angles are equal in a quadrilateral, you will say it is a parallelogram. So then it is a parallelogram converse of theorem 8.4. Now next is, so this is also called the converse of theorem 8.4. Yes. Now theorem 8.6, the next theorem about the diagonals it is. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. You can see the parallelogram ABCD here we have, and AC and BD as diagonals given. They are intersecting each other at the point O. So they will intersect in such a way that both diagonals will bisect each other, means half equally divided. So that is here in parallelogram ABCD. We will have, if it is a parallelogram to ABCD, so AC and BD diagonals bisect each other. That means what happens? This diagonal AC is bisected, means half equally divided. OA equals OC will be, and for this diagonal it will also bisected, so half will be, and half are equal, so OB equals to OD. That is. Now theorem 8.7 is again the converse of theorem 8.6. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, if in a quadrilateral you don't know which of the type of it, but you know that their diagonals are bisecting each other. Then which type of quadrilateral you will say it as? You will say it as parallelogram. That is the theorem. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. And this is also called convergence theorem in point 6. So this way the properties of parallelogram in this lecture we have seen. First theorem has the proof, so you are suggested to write it, prepare it, and all the theorems you will understand, you write it down and remember it. For next coming examples and next coming exercises, question, it will be very important. Thank you.